Hello guys, Woolly Creeper here again, and welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. So, today we're going to start off with tidying up this area. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not very happy anymore with how this looks. It started off okay, but I think it looks very messy now. For a start, these blocks here, don't like them anymore. They just clutter the area up to little effect. The reason they're there is because this block with the button, and in case you don't know what this button does, is if the mob tower is sending the mobs down into the XP farm, this button redirects them across into the library so that they can be dispatched quickly for their items. And this block was on its own when the lava killer was in this area here, and that was okay. And then I moved the lava killer, and it looked a bit funny on its own, so I added these ones in to kind of mirror them. But to be honest, yeah, that doesn't work really. So I want to get rid of that, and these, all of these. I think these fence posts are a bit, I don't like them anymore. I was trying to mirror this here that I've done, and yeah, no good anymore. And then the other big beef, this here, I really don't like what's going on with these half slabs. Unfortunately, they are actually necessary, simply because they cover up this wiring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of these, and I'm going to dig this entire area down by one block, and then we'll have to do some rewiring, and I will come back to you. So see you shortly. Okay, so that's that cleared up, and first thing we're going to sort is this here. Obviously this button powers this block at the moment, which if it powers this redstone. At the moment the latch is set to send them over there, but if it was sending them down, sending the mobs down into the record farm XP area, this would be unpowered, and by powering it would flip the RS NOR latch, and that would be that would set it to send them to the library. So first thing we're going to do, get rid of that, and get rid of this and this. I think we need to go lower as well. So a bit of explanation first. I've decided we're going to have a half slab floor in here, like this. So I want the button to be on this level here. I may even put buttons on all around. Now, in order to power this, normally you would require a gap below it with some redstone to take the power straight down, or you'd have to build some elaborate structure around it. Even that, you would have to build a structure around it, simply because if we put the redstone here, then we would need to lead it away somehow. And you'd need a transparent block to lead it down, and even if you didn't, you couldn't just have half slabs around it, because you'd have this gap. Now I'm actually going to use a trick that I'm not sure how well known this is. Certainly it was very new to me, and I watch what is in all likelihood far too much in the way of YouTube videos, so I don't know. What we could do is we could place a lever here and a repeater here and place a sticky piston here and put a block on the bottom. Okay, and that would do the trick. We push that, the block gets pushed down, and if this is not powered, then the repeater will go through the block and into the redstone. And that's great, except you're going to end up with the top half of this piston showing around here, like this. And that's pretty rubbish. However, and I was inspired by watching CMB Minecraft's 3x3 door tutorial, and what he does is he uses powered rail as an instant bud to update a piston that's diagonally powered. However, that's not what we're doing here, but it gave me an idea. Pistons are really easy to power. They'll take power from seemingly anywhere. And another block which is like powered rail in that it will give power back out is a redstone lamp. So if you power this, and if you have a redstone lamp beside it, depending on the orientation, it will also power that. I was expecting that to power, but hey. So if we put a redstone lamp below there and put a sticky piston on that, it turns out... What did I just power something there? What was that noise? Oh, somehow... right, must be resetting that power, that RS0 latch. Okay, we can get around that. We'll use a torch instead. There we go. Right. Okay, so we'll use a torch because it won't power down into the block. And then a repeater, and we've got a sticky piston on the bottom of the redstone lamp. And interestingly enough, and kind of strangely, it will power through that. So the button powers the redstone lamp, and I don't think we can have redstone there because it turns one of those pistons down there into a bud. So we'll just get rid of that. In fact, we'll be able to get rid of that as well. And we'll put our redstone there. There we go. So the repeater will power the block, which will power this redstone. Yeah. So, yeah, the button powers the block, which powers the lamp, which somehow manages to pass through into the piston. So that works. And now we can put slabs all around, and we have a nice surface there and a handy little indicator which tells you yes, you have in fact pushed that button. Then what I think, for the sake of symmetry and tidiness, we shall put a lamp below at the bottom of each of these pillars, like so. And then we will... How are we going to do this? Just thinking where I can take power from. Yeah, we can run power from there without affecting any of the gubbins below it. and we'll simply run power, and then we'll need a repeater. In fact, yeah, we'll run a repeater into there, and that will allow us to repeat that signal through the block. Like that, and grab a repeater. Need more repeaters. Yeah, more repeaters. Grab that back in a sec. In fact, we can finish this without any more repeaters. Brilliant. And now when we push that, there you go. So that evens the look out. Great. So next, I need to get rid of this block here so that we can half slab, and also this redstone. Only problem is, if we do that, the top layer of the lift doesn't shut. So I think what we can do here is, got to be careful with this here. If we do that, we can take, actually, we can reroute that torch over here. Doesn't, at that point, doesn't matter because it's being powered by the torch attached to the bottom of this block. Yeah, so it'll do that just as well. And then all we've really got to do is power this block here. So if we I must fill in that hole at some point. If we do that, I'm going to need to bring it round. And we're going to have to take it through another torch, because there was one there and then one above it, and it needs to go through two torches. So what we can do is that there, that's two torches, and then we can take this. There we go. Brilliant. And that'll work fine. Okay. So that's the wiring done, tied it up. Next thing to do is a new floor, and I have my plan for that. What I'm going to do is I am going to get rid of you, and what else can we get rid of? Don't need you. Right. I'm going to place a border of wooden slabs around each of these little squares. Like so. One there. All the way round, and then I'm going to fill in the middle with sandstone, and these little bits here with sandstone. So I think that will be a nice pattern, and I'm going to go and do that now and come back to you. That is so much better, I think. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Right, next thing is I want to get rid of the torches up here, and I'm just going to half slab it basically. I think yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So yep, I'll get on with that. See you soon. Okay, right. So that's done. It does kind of deform the tops of these, but there are now no spawnable spots in this entire area for mobs, apart from these that I've built up to put pressure plates on. This one, that one, and this one. And also these blocks here. So all the torches can come out. With these blocks, I guess I will probably have to light it from, say, one in the middle there, and two there, I guess. Not great. I could use glowstone there. That would certainly sort the problem. Can't use redstone lamps because they will interfere with the pistons, but that would certainly solve the lighting issue. Cool. Okay, great. So the next task for today, and sorry if I'm rushing through this, but I've just got want loads to do, you know. I want to just get going. The next task is a little experiment. No, never mind. Okay, right. Quick drop. The quick drop was here, but we can't have it there because it's gonna I want to be pouring water in and out of it, and that will be dangerous. And also the pistons are under this block, and at places where the quick drop passes through the levels, you'll have the pistons exposed, and that'll just look rubbish. However, it works out on the lower levels pretty well to put the quick drop in this position here. Which I've already counted out from the lift on the other levels. That works out pretty well. It coincides with areas that fit nicely on all the other levels. Now the only problem here is I want to have level selection on this quick drop, and that means we need a level selector board, and it's difficult to place one. I don't want to place it like somewhere over there away from the quick drop. Similarly, I don't want to place the quick drop over there. The problem is the best place aesthetically up here to put the level selection board is to put it in this place, this bit here, and that's great, except we're going to be relying on descending vertical redstone, and that in this location here is going to be close enough to mess around with those pistons. Unfortunately, because there's a piston just there, and if we've got torches and blocks and redstone going into blocks below this area, it's definitely going to cause us trouble. So I don't know about that. My thinking at the moment is that we'll have a button there just for symmetry's sake, but it won't actually do anything. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, because the way I envision the quick drop working, it will, unless you hit one of the other buttons, it will be taking you to the bottom. So I think that's what we'll do. Steal back one of these buttons. And we'll have that like that. And then what we will do is we'll put pistons below these, just like that one over there, and use them to start the pulse down two sets of vertical redstone, descending vertical redstone, which will be something like will work something like this. So torch, redstone, torch, and for the other one we'll stagger it over to the side, torch, redstone, torch, like that. So they'll stagger back and forth, and you'll be able to run those independently without them cross-talking. However, the next task is to dig all the way to the bottom here, and also to create, dig all the way down, or at least as far as the, not the ground, the bottom level, like the XP farm, but Creeper Works level. So dummy button for bottom level, that level for Creeper Works, and that level for sea level. So I'll need to dig a shaft down and fill that with the descending wires. So yes, that's a reasonably long job. Not in the least made easier by the presence of this big room down here. Something will have to be done about that. But can we... Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have repeaters there, pistons there, blocks on those, and then they're going to move into that space, so like that. Torch, torch, and I'll need to get a repeater, but on one side that will start there, and on the other side we'll use a repeater to bring it out past that so it's not talking to each other, and we'll kind of bring it out and then back in so that it joins in this zigzag all the way down. Right, I shall get going on that.
and come back to you. Okay, right. Yes, this nightmarish monstrosity is the bit that ties up the selector board to the descending wire. So if we take this one for example, when you press the button the piston goes down, power goes from the torch through the block to redstone on top of this block, switches off this torch which depowers this, this comes on, that comes on, that goes off, and then it repeats the pattern, torch on, redstone on, torch off, redstone off, all the way down to the bottom. This one does the same thing, it just goes in this roundabout route, round here and down here in order to get attached to the top so that it's nice and parallel all the way down. Okay, and yes, I can't get out of here yet. Oh well. Ouch. Okay, now this is all a bit of a mess, and this is totally redundant. I can get rid of that. We can also get rid of that as well. Okay, right. What we have here is how we're going to do the level select. Okay, so I got carried away and I figured this all out off camera basically. But if I can explain it right. Okay, so this here on this side is the wire that connects. That if you toggle this wire, if you push the button at the other end, it selects this level for stopping. And the way that works is, ignore the random buttons and whatnot. So if you push that button, this torch will switch on momentarily. We get a redstone signal into here and into this device here, and this is an RS0 latch. And on the RS0 latch, on the other side, we've got a torch there holding this piston open, extended. So when the button is pressed up there, what it effectively does, I'm going to simulate it with that, is it powers the top half of this RS0 latch and it releases water into the quick drop, which we really ought to that would do for the moment. So it releases water into the quick drop. Let's make sure we don't get anything spawning in here. Okay, so that bit's simple. The rest of this nightmare works like this. So that's the quick drop active. Let's have you out. Oh dear. Right. Okay. So you can see this piston here, which is very tight to the zipper lift, but unfortunately, it was about the only place I could figure out putting it. If I can't put it on that side because it really would interfere with the zipper lift, then we've got a torch here, and we put a block on, and it holds that closed. Okay. we've also got these 3 pressure plates. So when you use the quick drop, you're going to fall down here onto this block and then exit it. When you exit it, you're going to hit one of these pressure plates. So when you do that, it sends a signal along this redstone here and here and here, and it hits this block here, and that is the other side of the RS NOR latch, so it sets it back. Okay, so that piston will extend and block off the water. Okay, when this side is set, the power on this wire will stay, it will keep it powered basically. So what that will do is it will detract, because it will depower the torch. So you see that torch will get depowered because the wire will power that block. That means it will open the way up like so, and it will leave it. So water shut off, way is open, so this level is now no longer selected. Okay, right. So that's that wire. And if we pop back up, this wire on this side, okay, that connects to the button for selecting Creeperworks, the next level down. So what we do is we take a feed off there, and I used a torch like this, so I double inverted it. That was mainly to stop it connecting to this bit of redstone here. I could have taken it around the outside really, but it also does a nifty job of extending the signal length. It's old style repeating. So yeah, so when you press that, this wire will go off, this wire will go on, and it does 2 things. One is I funneled it through this repeater just to stop it backflowing onto the current backflowing onto this line. So if it happens that this level is selected, it will reset it before going on to here and travelling down the way, down this wire to the next level. Now this can also be, the wire goes on here because you're going to need some way of selecting Creeperworks from here, and so that wire comes, there's a button on the other side of this block basically. So if you press that button, it will power this redstone, which comes up here and does the same thing. Basically it turns this torch off, and thus sending the pulse down that wire. Now we're no longer running the wires right next to the elevator. It's been possible to add an extra line in, and what that extra line does is it runs another vertical wire down, and that plugs straight into the reset the Creeperworks level, thus making it like a deselect that level basically. So if we can look down here, you can see the bottom, the water drop at the very bottom, that's always on. If we hit that, you can see water, and if we hit that, you can see it disappears. So what we'll do is we'll hit that, we'll lament the lack of stone bricks for a second. You don't need to be stone bricks. There we go. Oh, put that in there. Is there nice stone behind? I bet there's rubbish stone behind there. If I knock that out. Twitter feed. Oh, I feel like B-double-O. Diddle-doo. Right, no holes around here. Okay, so, did I select that? Well, let's make sure. Right, so let's drop down to Creeperworks. There we go. Right. For some reason, I obsessively, compulsively reclosed this hole. Okay. The levers are just to power the redstone lamps in the walls, so you can ignore those. I demand it. Yeah, right, okay, so if I can figure this out. So these are the two. Come on, let's get rid of some of this. Right, these are the two descending wires from the level above. So this one comes down. So when the signal comes down, this redstone becomes powered. And what that does is, well, importantly, we've got another RS NOR latch here, like this. Sorry about the cramped space, it's not very illustrative. So that's our RS NOR latch, so it powers the top edge of that. So once that's powered, because of the way an RS NOR latch works, that stays powered, so it will remain feeding power into this here. So what we've got here is it goes through the block into this torch, which, if we can get up, comes up and powers this piston. So if this is powered, the piston is unpowered. If the piston is unpowered, water will flow through into the quick drop, which is just behind here. So we shall demonstrate that like that, and you can see the piston is now unpowered and water is flowing through, and that's in the quick drop now. The second vertical wire that comes down here took it out 90 degrees to power this bit of redstone, which simply goes down to power this block, which is how you reset this type of RS NOR latch. So if we were to find somewhere where I can power this, there you go. So this is now unpowered. Piston is extended, pushing the block into the way of the water. Let's get rid of that. Right, so level selected again, and pretty much identical deal down here. We've got the little fork of redstone there, pressure plates above that, through a block, into a torch, up into a piston via a block. So if we reset it, you can see that goes. You get an interesting effect in the because it's day outside, must be day. It becomes a lot brighter when that water's not in the way. It's quite amazing because of the way sunlight lights a room. It really does make a massive difference. Anyway, so that is, as they say, that. Our level selecting quick drop. So dummy button for ground floor. So I would love to figure a way of finagling the redstone down there to make that real, without it interfering with the pistons in the zipper. But creeper works. You could just see that down there, and that's the sea level where the farms are, farm level. And also for between these two, if I now press this one again, it will deselect the farm level, and reselect creeper works all the way down there. So yeah, basically I believe I've never seen this design of quick drop in any Minecraft videos before, so I may have an original there, I may not, but anyway, it was interesting to do. If you guys want a tutorial on that, then leave a comment and I'll try and see what I can rustle up. But yeah, that system works pretty well, I think. So the next job, really, I'd like to do is to do the call and level select for the zipper. I really do want to get that done. I suspect I've not got time in this episode. However, what I'll do is I'll just go and check the recording length, and you can... Oh, you stopped. I thought you were going to get to watch the boogieing cat. This thing they do where they're trying to run somewhere, but there's something in the... What's in your way? I have no idea. They're kicking dirt up like that. Anyway, I will check the recording time and I'll get back to you. Yep, surprise, surprise, guys. I'm just so bad at sticking. I always plan to do half hour. Half hour is a good episode length, I think. Not long enough for you to get bored of me, long enough to do something interesting in. Except apparently it's not. What are you doing down there? I know where you're going. Apparently it is not. I thought he was going for the chickens. It is not long enough to make a decent length episode. Excuse me, I've lost my track of thought. Yeah, apparently it's not long enough for me. I always go over, despite my best efforts, so ho hum. Unless there is lots of comments asking me to do something else and take a break from the zipper and whatnot, then next episode we'll be finishing that off with the level select, and then we can call that a good one. Anyway, here I am rambling on again, even though I'm running over time, so all that's left for me is to say I've been Woolly Creeper, and I'll get you next time. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Dance!